Hey, welcome back for some more NFL pick'ems for now week 5. As we roll into week 5, I can't be hurt by this because, my team's not going to win. They're not going to lose. Chicago Bears have a bye week. So only my fantasy team will make me feel pain this week. So, just rolling into Thursday Night Football to kick off the week, we have Rams 49ers at SoFi Stadium, which is the home away from home for the 49ers, but that doesn't matter because they are extremely injured right now, and the Rams are consistently good. I wouldn't say that they're great. They're not Super Bowl favorites, but they will make the playoffs. I'm not sure if they win the division, but they'll make it to the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. Giving it to the Rams in this matchup. Next up, we got a Pooper Bowl, an absolute slop fest in London. So, if you're in the United States, like most NFL fans, or I guess just in the Western Hemisphere, this is going to be super early in the morning for you. We got Vikings-Browns. It will be the first start for Dylan Gabriel during the regular season, and Carson Wentz will be taking over for the Vikings. The Vikings are very injured right now. Browns have a good defense, so Carson Wentz might look like ass. Dylan Gabriel against a very good yet injured Vikings defense will probably look like ass. For your viewing pleasure at 9 a.m. or earlier. So I'm giving this one to the Vikings. Just more experience all around the roster. And yes, there's injuries, but I don't think all of them ruined the team. Van Ginkel being out does hurt a lot for the Vikings, but I do think they get this one out over the Browns. But the Browns will sneak in more wins throughout the season. Just wait. Go ahead if you haven't. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, and why don't you leave a comment with some of your pick'ems, or just stay and watch and see if you agree with my amazing analysis of the NFL. Anyways, moving on to our noon games on Sunday. This is when football should start every week. Anyways, we have Texans-Ravens. Notably, Lamar Jackson is out. The defense has a lot of injuries. They kind of suck right now. But I still have them going over the Texans. Popular opinion, and it's a bit rough to say even, but I do think the Ravens squeak this one out. I just think they'll be all over C.J. Stroud. That O-line is just awful. It's terrible. I don't think it's going to get much better this season. And, Cooper Rush might be able to string something together. Maybe Derrick Henry gets over all those fumbles. I think the Ravens get a win here. It's not going to be pretty, but I think they get a win. Dolphins-Panthers. If we see the Panthers that played against the Falcons, it might be the Panthers. If we see the Dolphins that played against the Jets, it might be the Dolphins. But realistically, no one here wins. If you watch this game, you're truly the biggest loser here. Tua looked way better against the Jets than he had all season. Tyreek Hill is out, so Jalen Waddle will probably take over as wide receiver 1. And then you have Darren Waller, who has become a good red zone threat, consistent target for Tua here in the rest of the season. Well, he hasn't played in a while, so having him enter into the Dolphins offense will help them a ton. And I don't know if the Panthers are ready for that. The Panthers confuse me because, I thought they'd be better coming into the season. They just look worse, and then they shut out the Falcons, and I thought the Falcons going into the season weren't that bad, but I don't know what's going on in Carolina. It's super weird. Honestly, I think the Dolphins get this one. I don't know why. I'm picking the Dolphins here. Colts, Raiders, it's Colts. Daniel Jones had probably his worst game so far, but it was against the Rams. And he still kept them in the game until the end. So there's that. It's just, he played some not super clean football, and that's going to happen against good teams, which the Raiders aren't. As long as that offensive line can help curb the impact of a Max Crosby, they'll be fine. The Colts will win that game, and the legend of Indiana Jones will continue. But, I think Daniel Jones will have the advantage in that matchup against Max Crosby because, it's like Max Crosby is like a giant boulder, and Daniel Jones is like Indiana Jones. He's just going to run away from it, and he's going to win. He's going to save the day. So, yeah, Colts by, I'm going to say they win by 14. Geno Smith's going to throw 5 picks. Next, we have Giants Saints. I'm going to go Giants. They look a lot better with Jackson Dart under center. They don't have Malik Neighbors, which is bad. That sucks for them. But the Saints are so ass. They're so bad. And it's not even Spencer Rattler that's the issue. The quarterback play isn't the problem. But that team is not good. Everything's an issue, but I don't necessarily think it's Spencer Rattler's fault. Yeah, it's just bad over there. I think the Giants are a young team that will continue to grow and get better. We'll see if they can actually, take that next step. Cowboys, Jets, it's realistically probably the Cowboys. The issue for the Jets is, as Breece Hall said, some teams shoot themselves in the foot. It happens to everyone. But the Jets go out there and they shoot themselves in the head. They just kill themselves with those penalties. If the Jets go from losing 100, 200 yards to just penalties to losing maybe 20 or 30 yards, I think they might have this game. That Dallas defense isn't as good as, Jerry Jones thought it would be without Micah. It just isn't. So we could see, Justin Fields tear up that secondary either with his arm or with his legs. But what I'm worried about is that Jets defense giving up 20, 30, 40 yards a drive to Dak Prescott, and he doesn't even have to throw the ball, with Javonte Williams just kind of running all over them for some reason. Why is he good now? No one knows. Why do the Cowboys have a run game now? I can't explain it. But yeah, George Pickens will probably tear up the Jets. It's just how it is. Yeah. Saying Cowboys because I just don't think the Jets have the discipline to support their talent. Broncos, Eagles. I'm going to say Eagles. It's at the Link. Eagles have home field advantage. They're undefeated. So it just kind of feels like whatever. Give them the win. Whatever. But maybe the Broncos use that win over the Bengals as a jumping off point. They pick up some momentum here and actually win some games. Broncos defense is at least supposed to be good. If you can stop Saquon, you have to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball more. Maybe it gets into the hands of your secondary and you can make turnovers. But Jalen Hurts also kind of, if you look at his stat line, he does not turn the ball over. That's what he does. He's a game manager, and there's nothing wrong with a game manager. I do appreciate a quarterback who can stand there, deliver the ball where it needs to go consistently, do the right thing 99% of the time, and when things are looking bleak, bring his team back into position to win. Jalen Hurts can do that. Super scary quarterback. Actually a little bit of a psychopath. I'm going Eagles, but I wouldn't be super surprised if the Broncos somehow stitched it together. I think Bo Nix will. I think he's kind of like Joe Burrow in the sense that Joe Burrow, the first few weeks of every season, kind of sucks ass, Bo Nix, last year, famously, was really bad to start. And then he was looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. A little bit. So we'll see how it goes. I think the Broncos will be a surprise to the Eagles, but I think the Eagles will, in the end, win it. Titans, Cardinals, I don't even need to say much. Titans are ass. Cardinals win this. Cardinals are probably hungry for a win after that tough loss to Seattle. They should have won that game realistically there at the end. I think getting Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray in rhythm together is crucial for that team. And I think against Tennessee, they may find that footing and actually, click, get it put together. Cardinals by like 3, most likely. Bucks, Seahawks at Lumen. The Bucks have finally lost a game. Seahawks lost their first game. And really, it came down to Woolen getting the ball taken out of his hands in the end zone. That led to the Seahawks losing that game. Seahawks have a great defense. Their offense is humming. They have one of the best wide receivers in the league paired with Sam Darnold, who is really good. So this could go either way, realistically. This is probably one of the closest games of the weekend, and it'll probably be one of the most fun ones to watch. So if you're watching this, and if you're free at that time that it will be happening, I encourage you to find a way to watch this game of all of them, because it does look like the best one. Yeah. I'm going to go Bucks. They're not worried anymore about an undefeated season, which I do think later on through the season hurts teams. And now they have that monkey off their back. Expectations are a little lower on them. All they need to do is go in, take care of business, get out. Baker Magic will probably go through. It happens. So, yeah, I think Buccaneers, but I think it will be an electric game start to end. So, if you're free, Sunday evening, go try to watch that game. I think it'll be a good one. Next up is a terrible one, Lions-Bengals. It's Lions. Jake Browning was like a serviceable backup a couple years ago. Not anymore. I think the Bengals need to give up this season. You need to trade Trey right now. Trade him for everything you can get. Trade him for a haul. So much stuff. Get those first-round picks. Give them to a contender. Get first-round picks. Get second-round picks. Get O-linemen if you can. You need O-linemen for Joe Burrow to survive. Of course, I don't think a contender is going to give you a high-quality O-lineman, so probably just stick to the picks and search through the draft for O-linemen, which is also still ass because you need those guys to develop together, to get in sync and figure out how to block together. You need those guys to develop, period, in the NFL level, which is a problem that a lot of Bears fans don't get. I don't want to get into that. And also, I think the Bengals need to start from scratch, honestly. Sell a bunch of pieces out and just build back. But that T. Higgins can go. Trey Hendrickson can go. You're fine with Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and Chase Brown. Like, Chase Brown, really good running back. That O-line is just bad. Joe Burrow, he might be the greatest football player of all time. It's just he's behind the worst O-line of all time. He's Andrew Luck. And I would hate to see his career ruined by this god-awful franchise. Start trading players. Get a good O-line. Save Joe Burrow. Please, Bengals. You're ruining Joe Burrow. Anyways, next up, we got Chargers-Commanders. Both teams are pretty banged up. I think the Chargers feel a little embarrassed about that loss to New York. So I think they're going to come back, And like I said before, when you have the pressure of an undefeated season on your back, you're going to make mistakes to try to play it safe or to play recklessly with players to conserve or to ensure a win when you don't need to. Joe Alt being out, that's tough. I would like, this is for the sake of me in fantasy, but incorporate Ladd McConkey a little more, please. Because Like, I don't even know how defenses would have to engage with the Chargers if you're spreading the ball out to Quentin Johnston, who is broken out this year. It is insane what he's doing. Keenan Allen, who is pretty much always good. He was on IR permanently last year. I don't know where he was. And then Ladd McConkey is a good wide receiver. He just doesn't seem super dedicated to what's going on right now. He needs to buy in, and also he needs to be incorporated more. But if he's not bought in to the system, he's probably not going to get those targets he wants. But yeah, Chargers win this. I just want them to make some adjustments. They make those adjustments. I think this is a Super Bowl bound team. But right now they're kind of making it harder for themselves than it needs to be. Next up, for the first of the nighttime games, or the only Sunday night game, we have Bills Patriots. What a stinker. This is going to be a blowout. You're going to see a crime against humanity. This is going to be war crimes committed by the Winter Soldier. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are going to win this by so many points. They might drop 100. Patriots are kind of bad. The Bills are good. Their defense is better than I thought it would be. Gotta say that. The Bills win that. I was talking to one of my friends day I'm recording this, which is the 30th, September 30th. He's like, the Bills are 4-0, but they really do just play ass teams. I was like, well, I mean, they played Ravens week 1. And he's like, yeah, but who have they played since? And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, they do just play ass teams. But at the same time, every year, 6 of their games are against teams that are always worse than them since Brady left the Patriots. Like the Dolphins, even at their peak with Tua and Tyreek, they weren't better than the Bills. The Jets, who are we kidding? The current Patriots, they're not better than the Bills. The Bills are in the easiest division, and they're a juggernaut out of Division 2. They are a crazy, insane team. We'll see later on in the season if they keep winning games without losing, if they make some decisions that end up making their postseason harder, but they're postseason bound. We know it. Just like the Eagles, they're bound for postseason. And Bills pick up another easy win against the Patriots, I'm assuming. Things could change, though. And lastly, we have Chiefs-Jags. If Xavier Worthy was still out, I'm going Jags. But Xavier Worthy is in the game. It's probably going Chiefs. Xavier Worthy adds a ton to that offense, like so much. Him being back is huge for Kansas City. They could do plays that are a little more interesting, a little more fun to watch, less unpalatable as they have been over the past few years. I think Jacksonville is kind of a rising star here. I think they're a fun, frisky team. They're kind of young, and I think they will get better. Jaguars are a team to look out for in the next couple of years, I believe. They're not winning their division. It is probably going to be the Colts, but the Jags might get a wild card spot. They might win a game in the playoffs. Who knows? But yeah, keep an eye on Jacksonville. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank God my team won't hurt me this week. At least my football team. Jury's out on the Cubs so far. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next time.